Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a video because I haven't made a video in a long time, so I decided why not. I wanted to talk about my mental health. I think it was in the spring of 2020, I decided, okay, I really need to work on my mental health. For a few years, I had been coming up with my own coping tools, and I realized that I had depression. So, and I felt like I was stuck and I needed something more to help me. So I started therapy, and I was talking to my therapist for a few months. And then I thought about, maybe speaking to a psychiatrist to get medication. So then I talked to the psychiatrist, and I was on Prozac. And I, at one point, decided that, I didn't really need to talk to my therapist anymore because she was, I felt like she was, had given me the same feedback she always was. So I stopped talking to her and was just talking to the psychiatrist. And I would speak to him once a month for several months. And then, so now we're probably in summer, by like spring of 2022, I started to think, rewind. When I was on the Prozac, I was on a certain dosage, and then I felt like it wasn't working, so we increased. And then I decided I wanted to go off the Prozac because I really felt that I had ADHD. And so we went off the Prozac, and then I saw a psychiatrist who specializes in ADHD, and he sent me for an evaluation, and it turns out, bingo, I have ADHD. So then I switched over to him as my psychiatrist, and he prescribed me with Wellbutrin. It's technically prescribed for depression, but it has been shown to help people with ADHD as well. And especially since I suffer from depression and ADHD, my ADHD evaluation, the doctor told me it probably wouldn't be a good idea to take a stimulant medication because that could make the depression worse if I'm not treating the depression. So I went on Wellbutrin. And I was on Wellbutrin SR, which you take twice a day. And I forget the dosage, but it was a low dose. And then after a month or two, I felt that wasn't really helping so much anymore. So then I was on Wellbutrin XL. And that's just one pill a day. So that has been really helpful. And it's helped me to manage my depression better. And it has helped me to manage the ADHD symptoms better. They're still there, but I'm better at rebounding from them. For example, if I'm at work and I'm distracted because there's a million things going on. I work in retail. And I'm supposed to be doing a certain task. I get distracted and I go do something else, and then I get quicker at stopping myself and coming back to what I have to do. And then at home, if I have a few things to do in a row, I will ask my sister, Alyssa, what she thinks the best order to do them in, what the most time efficient order would be in. And so that is helpful too. So it's helping for the ADHD, but I still was having and I've always had these my whole life, these episodes of anger outbursts. Even when I've been managing my depression, I've been on medication, it still comes. Something will happen, and one minute I'm okay, and then the next something upsets me, and I snap, and I start yelling at everybody, and I start screaming. And for example, what really made me realize I needed to ask my psychiatrist about it was I was at ShopRite with my mom and sister, and something happened. They didn't have something that I wanted, and I just flipped out, and I was like, I don't care. I don't even want to be here. I'm going to go, and I'm going to walk home. And they said, you can't walk home. We got here from a highway. And I said, I don't care. I'm just going to walk on the highway. And then they managed to convince me not to do that. So then I said, well, I don't even want to be here. I don't even want to be shopping. So I'm going to sit down. So I sat down in a chair that was near the bathrooms. And eventually I did manage to calm myself down a little bit. And when they were done shopping, I was in a better mood for the ride home. So then I talked to my psychiatrist, and he prescribed me Klonopin, 5 milligrams, 0.5 milligrams, I think, to take when needed, when I have these episodes. So I had taken it a few times, and I would take it and it would calm me down, but it would make me feel like I was moving in slow motion. And then it would last for a few hours, and then I would be angry again. So some days it would help, like after the slow motion effect wore off, I would be able to calm down. But a lot of times I would have to take 2. So now so he said, don't take that anymore. And he prescribed me Xylor. I think that's the name of it. It's a new antipsychotic drug. And he said, I don't think you're psychotic. So I was like, well, that's good news. To give the Wellbutrin a boost. So I still take the Wellbutrin when I get up, and then I take the new medication before I go to bed. So I was looking it up, and it's used to treat many different things, major depression, schizophrenia, and bipolar. And I have a follow-up appointment with him in a few weeks, so I want to ask him, do you think I have bipolar depression? I think now it's called bipolar 1, because I don't really get the like mania where you're like laughing and fun, like quote fun mania. I mean, I know it's not fun because you're like in an out-of-body state, but I get the anger episodes. So I think that could be bipolar 1, so we'll see. But the reason for this video, or videos, I'll probably have to break it into a few videos now. I want people to know how important it is to talk about your mental health. Do not be ashamed about it, and talk about it. At my new job, I said I have ADHD, and it is technically considered a disability. It is, so under the American Disability Act, I looked into it. So I said, I need to know that I'm going to have the same schedule every week. And I'm protected from that. I've been there for a few months, and my schedule has not changed. So it's important to talk about your mental health and advocate for yourself. And just be kind to yourself. I know it's hard. I know a lot of times we'll say things to ourselves like, oh, I'm so dumb. Or, for example, today I said something like I was being sarcastic. Something didn't ring up for me at the when I went to the store, and I said, oh, it doesn't like me. And it was the store I work in. One of my coworkers laughed, and I said, well, we're the same. I don't like me. But that's not true. I do like me. I like the person I am. I like the person I've become since taking care of my mental health. So be kind to yourself and accept help from others. There are people that love you, that want to help you. And talk about it. Acknowledge it. It's so, so important. So bye, everybody. Love you guys. Take care.